As you all probably know by now, Ford is jumping into the electric vehicle race with both feet. Ford said it will collaborate with a Chinese supplier on a new $3.5 billion battery plant for electric vehicles. The plant will be located in Michigan. And this comes despite ongoing tensions between the US and China. Ford will own the new battery plant. The plant is expected to open in 2026. It will employ about 2,500 people. Ford is now making waves in the electric vehicle market. The new Ford F-150 Lightning pickup truck has been a runaway success. At least 2 years of production of the new pickup have already been reserved. And, the new Ford Mustang Mach-E is also a hit with muscle car enthusiasts. In fact, I just saw 2 of them on the road near my house recently. Ford is getting into a competitive business. Tesla is still the 800-pound gorilla in the electric vehicle business. And Tesla is showing no signs of slowing down. Tesla Giga Austin factory recently shipped its 200,000th vehicle. What does it mean for the economy? And, what does it mean about the future of the United States? But, before we get into all of that, please press the like button and leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos when they are released. Ford said Monday it will collaborate with a Chinese supplier. Ford will build a new $3.5 billion battery plant for electric vehicles in Michigan. This comes despite tensions between the US and China. The anticipated announcement of the deal between Ford and contemporary Amperex Technology Company, or CATL. Ford will own the new facility through a wholly owned subsidiary. That is instead of operating it as a joint venture with CATL. Several automakers, including Ford, have done joint ventures with non-China partners in the US. Ford plans to license the technology from CATL. That includes technical expertise. The LFP technology is already here in the US. It's in a lot of consumer electronics devices. It's actually in another OEM product. But, unfortunately, it's always imported, Ford said. This project is aimed at de-risking that by actually building out the capacity and the capability to scale this technology in the United States, where Ford has control, said Ford. Ford Chair Bill Ford said, CATL will assist in getting the automaker up to speed so that we can build these batteries ourselves. Manufacturing these new batteries in America will help us build more EVs faster and will ultimately make them more affordable for our customers, Ford said. Ford declined to comment on the financial details of the licensing agreement with CATL. The plant is expected to open in 2026. It will employ about 2,500 people, according to the Detroit automaker. It will produce new lithium iron phosphate batteries, or LFP. That is as opposed to pricier nickel cobalt manganese batteries. That is the type of battery that Ford is currently using. The new batteries are expected to offer different benefits at a lower cost. This will help Ford in increasing EV production and profit margins. Ford follows EV leader Tesla using LFP batteries in a portion of its vehicles. Ford CEO Jim Farley said Monday the batteries will be among the least expensive to produce. Farley cites better pricing for customers and wider profits for the automaker. Drake said Ford is not necessarily concerned about the Chinese government interfering with the deal. Certainly thought through that, and those are provisions, including optionality in the contract, said Farley. Ford owns the company rather than the typical joint venture. This might help avoiding additional political criticism. And potentially qualify for federal EV tax credits. Once production at the Michigan plant begins, the vehicles are expected to qualify for half of the up to $7,500 federal tax incentives for consumers purchasing an EV, said one observer. They're expected to meet local production requirements but not material sourcing rules for the batteries, Ford said. In August, President Joe Biden signed the $430 billion Inflation Reduction Act. That included stricter consumer tax credits of up to $7,500 for the purchase of an EV. There are substantial incentives for companies to produce batteries domestically. Designed to wean the U.S. auto industry off its dependency on China for batteries. Farley said the company has absolutely been talking to the Biden administration about the plant. Farley cited the IRA incentives to assist with the American manufacturing of battery cells. He said the economics in the IRA really made a difference. Ford said it expects the production of the battery cells to qualify for federal incentives of $35 per kilowatt-hour produced and $10 per module. The plant is expected to be capable of producing 35 gigawatt-hours, GWh, of LFP battery capacity. Before the IRA, Ford said it would team with CATL to explore increasing battery packs for the electric Mustang Mach-E crossover this year in North America. It was part of a plan for Ford to establish 40 gigawatt-hours of battery capacity, capable of powering 400,000 Ford EVs, Drake said. The new LFP plant is in addition to Ford's collaborations with LG Energy Solution and South Korea-based SK. This includes a joint venture for twin lithium-ion battery plants in Tennessee and Kentucky. Those plants are expected to come online in 2025 and 2026. Ford plans to deliver an annual run rate of 600,000 electric vehicles globally by the end of this year, and 2 million globally by the end of 2026. Ford's goal is to achieve an 8% adjusted profit margin on its EV business by then. The automaker said it expects to begin offering the LFP batteries in the Mustang Mach-E later this year. That will be followed by the F-150 Lightning pickup next year. It will source those batteries from CATL, the company said. With this $3.5 billion investment, Ford says it and its battery partners have announced $17.6 billion. These are investments in electric vehicle and battery production in the United States since 2019. Those investments over the next 3 years are expected to create more than 18,000 direct jobs in Michigan, Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, and Missouri, and more than 100,000 indirect jobs. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer called the investment a big win for the state. Michigan has moved to attract more battery production. It missed out on previous multi-billion-dollar investments. We're working together to make Michigan the next Silicon Valley, Governor Whitmer said. Cobalt needed to procure to make battery cells and high-voltage battery packs. But, can Ford really compete with Tesla in electric vehicles? Well, the short answer is, yes, Ford can compete with Tesla in electric vehicles. Ford has been investing heavily in electric vehicle development, and has announced plans to release several new electric models in the coming years. While Tesla currently dominates the electric vehicle market, Ford has a long history of successful vehicle production, and has the resources to compete with Tesla. However, it remains to be seen how successful Ford will be in the electric vehicle market, and whether they can truly rival Tesla's popularity and market share. Ford Chief Electrification Officer Doug Field spoke out today about electric vehicles. Despite the fact that electric vehicles are becoming popular, some potential bottlenecks are faced by electric vehicles. Field sees a few notable constraints: inadequate charging networks, limited availability of battery raw materials. Tesla is not the only carmaker whose future lies with electric vehicles. General Motors CEO Mary Barra has announced that the company will transition to an all-electric product line. But, can General Motors really compete with Tesla in electric vehicles? Yes, General Motors, GM, can compete with Tesla in electric vehicles. GM has made significant investments in electric vehicle development, and plans to release multiple new electric models in the coming years. While Tesla is currently the leader in the electric vehicle market, GM has a long history of successful vehicle production, and a large manufacturing infrastructure that could give them an advantage in scaling up production. However, the success of GM in the electric vehicle market will ultimately depend on a number of factors: the quality and appeal of their electric vehicles, as well as their ability to compete on price and range with Tesla's offerings. Starting in the fall of 2023, the transition begins in earnest with the all-electric Chevrolet Equinox EV. By 2035, all General Motors vehicles will be electric. General Motors' Ramos Arizpe factory in Mexico will manufacture the Chevy Equinox EV. Full-scale production volumes will take about 2 years. We can absolutely catch and surpass industry leader Tesla in U.S. sales of electric vehicles by 2025, said CEO Mary Barra. Those plans include more than 1 million units of EV production capacity in China and North America, each, by that time, Barra also noted. The $30,000 entry price of the Equinox EV compares to $66,000 for the Tesla Model Y. Rival Ford Motor Company has also announced its intention to convert its entire product line to electric vehicles. Ford already sells the F-150 Lightning pickup truck. It also sells the Mustang EV. But, so far, vertical integration of supply has not been part of the plan for Ford and GM. But, what do you think? Please leave a comment below and press the like button. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos when they are released. Please share this video on social media. Thank you for watching.